Florida can help him out there if they get him more looks. And, as much as it sounds like, oh, I'm asking Florida to spam one guy into draft capital, there's not much left in this season to play for. And I think when you're throwing him the ball, your offense gets a little bit better. So,
Yep.
I hope that they use him more going forward.
Um, what can we expect from the team going forward? There's only 2 games left. There's no bowl. It's officially the season's pretty much done. Are we just trying to help them in terms of draft capital, in terms of where they might land? And does this affect the recruiting? Because my follow up question after you answer this one has to do with recruiting. There's already 2 dominoes that may flip.
Yeah, yeah. I think what outside fans and, all of us, including myself, including,
Yes,
you, I think
yes,
everyone who's not in the locker room, what they don't understand is that it's kind of consistently that players are playing not just for wins and losses, I think, or just for a bowl win. I think, obviously they want that stuff, they want to win. But a lot of the times these players are coming into a year looking to get to the next level, looking to earn film. So when we say, "Oh man, the season's over, no bowl possibility," there's nothing to play for anymore. The players don't think like that. The players, they have
exactly.
they have to get film. I think that's the number one thing that players really care about is no matter what, you got to put on film good football. And as much as a fan will be like, "Oh, they don't care about winning more than good film," you put on good film and the wins come. You're doing your job. So I think they got to put out good film, whether you're going to the NFL this year or whether you're staying at the University of Florida or whether you're planning to transfer. Either one, you have to put on good film to continue to build your career and whatnot. So there's not going to be a game where I'm expecting Florida players to come out there and quit. I think the perfect example is Caleb Banks. People are saying, why are you rushing Caleb Banks back? Just let him sit and prepare for the NFL. Caleb Banks wants to get the film, out there that he can be a first round pick. That's why he's rushing back to play. This was supposed to be the year he earned that film. So, he's the perfect example of these Florida players are going to play to the final whistle of the final game. They're going to try to, earn whatever it is, whether it's a bump in NIL, whether it's a more playing time next year, whether it's getting drafted to the NFL, all those things, they're going to be playing for it. So I'm fully expecting Florida to put their best foot forward. I think, there's a lot that needs to go into who's playing and when, how much they're playing. I know Billy Gonzalez mentioned red shirts. They're looking into that. They're looking at all of this stuff. So there's a lot that goes into it, but I think, we're not going to see anybody quit. We're not going to see this Florida team kind of just give up. I think, we'll see the same energy that we saw against Ole Miss, where they were coming out firing. They weren't, taking anything for granted, and they weren't sleepwalking in a game that, every SEC game matters. And even, final game of the year against FSU, a rivalry, they're going to be fired up every game.
Now getting to the 2 recruits that you already know who I'm going to talk about. Our highest recruit, Wilfong, came out with a Wilt bomb saying that there's now a 60% chance he may flip to a top Big Ten school.